What's going on YouTube is Donnie B all day. So, old Scab did a video, kind of a 3-knife challenge. And I know I did a 3-knife challenge before. I did like a 3 big buoy challenge, I think it was, and I did a 3 sword challenge, this and that. But Scab over at Choir Boys Cutlery, Choir Boys with a Z at the end, Cutlery, subscribe to this guy. Every 500 subscribers he gets, he is giving away a dbad preacher. That's right, he's gonna buy and have hand forged for you a dbad preacher. So get over to Scab, subscribe, watch his stuff. You know, the guy's, A, he's knowledgeable on knives. B, like me, he likes to use his knives. He's not gonna go out there and tabletop or give you a really wimpy rendition of what a knife can do. This guy, he's gonna bang it. He's gonna bang it. It's what he does. Believe me, I know. He did a 3-video review of the dbad preacher, and the guy was smashing cinder blocks and stabbing street signs, doing everything that you don't do with a knife. But he tested the crap out of it, and you might see it in his 3-knife challenge. So get over there and check out Scab. I am missing one thing from the table. Well, that didn't take very long. All right, so let's get back into this. Let's get back into the purpose of today's video. Is a 3-blade challenge. And the last one I did, I think it might have been a 3 big buoy challenge where, before we get into all this, we are starting a new family tradition here at Casa de dbad. Today is Friday the 13th. It's not Halloween, it's just Friday the 13th. So every Friday the 13th, from now on until we die probably, we are Jason Voorhees-ing it up. And this is going to be our Friday the 13th natural attire. So when we go out, this is it. Yeah, we're going to get some strange looks, but A, nobody can see our faces, and B, we are not the kind of people who care about that. So, yesterday I did the do-it-yourself Jason mask video out of a cheap white mask. Well, I showed you what I did, and it came out, you know, looking pretty close for a do-it-yourself mask. But then, Shelley had to take it up a notch. And she used some kind of spray, and it almost looks like dirt. The spray is kind of cool. And, well, let me just show you this. It looks violent. It looks violent. Like, this thing will chew you up and spit you out. Jason was on the bottom of a lake. This thing looks like it was on the bottom of a lake. Look at the texturing in there. Look at that texturing she did. She muddied the crap out of this. Came out really cool. Some, not Bondo, but sealer like that you put on your walls. Some spackle. She spackled the mouth. And now this is pretty devastating looking. With her long blonde hair over this, it's going to look pretty violent. So, we're going out later. We have to do some things. Do have to stop at the mall. So it's going to be fun. Back on track. So I did the 3 buoy challenge, the big knives, and it came out good, man. I had some great knives, but that was before I got in a whole bunch of different knives. And I design, obviously, the dbad knife collection is mine with the Kukri House and others. Right, Jed Hornbeak made my my dbad Nepalese gladiator. So with all these new knives, I have a new appreciation for a 3-blade challenge. So let's get into it. Now it's pretty tough because not only did I bring you this guy, right? Not only did I bring you the Nepalese gladiator, which, I mean, if it was a 3-sword challenge, I think I would have to add this. Well, actually, I would definitely add this. It's a short sword. But this thing is just too nasty not to be in it. But as far as a 3 knife challenge, yes, this would work as my fighting knife if I was going to choose that. But I have to think, if I lost one of the 3, or if I lost 2 of the 3, would that last knife be able to be used for everything? And that's why my Old War Bowie, God, I love this D guard right here, is awesome. My Old War Bowie, you can see I've been swinging it into some stuff. It's earned some scratches. Wouldn't be on the list because can I do everything with this? And the answer is just no. It's just too big. I mean, it's huge. It's a big knife. So I needed to be more practical than that. And that brought me down to some other knives. And luckily, when I design a knife, I design it for a single purpose. I design it to be what I need it to be. Nothing else. This is what I wanted to. The dbad War Machine. I designed this to be a combat knife. Nothing else. I don't need anything else about it. I designed this to be a combat knife. Is it good as a camp knife? Hell yeah, we proved that. This thing is a nasty camp knife, but I designed it to be one thing and one thing only, and that is a devastating combat knife that you can use as a trenching tool, as a fighting weapon, as a cutting tool, anything you need it to be. The dbad War Machine, I mean, this thing eats K-Bar's butt. Let me tell you, K-Bar has nothing. And I mean, look at the verses, the dbad War Machine versus the K-Bar utility knife, or K-Bar utility knife versus the dbad War Machine, however I worded it. Look at that video. You will see the very, very striking differences, and you're going to be able to see a second video on this because Cowboy Sebop, if you're not on his channel, get over to Cowboy Sebop. That is my man, my brother from another mother. Cowboy's getting one of these. I'm sending him a dbad War Machine for him to love and play with. So this because it could be one of my 3, but I designed others too. I love this knife. And could I use it as a camp? Could I use it as a fighter? Could I use it as an EDC? Yeah, so this really does cover all the bases. So who knows? Maybe we'll put it right here. So this was one of my options too. The dbad OEF Defender. This is another knife I designed for combat purposes. I went with a traditional kukri style grip. I went with a tapered, distilled tapered, full tang construction. Everything about this guy is tough as nails. But again, it's a long knife. It's a big knife. It's a fighting knife, and it is a serious knife. I even went with a traditional kukri look. So when you look at it like this, you might think, oh wow, look at that, it's a kukri. You pull it out and all of a sudden you go, oh wait, no, it's not. It's something different. This thing is, oh, I love it. It's one of my passions. But that one is not going in the pile. So, and a lot of people are going to be thinking, well, I know it is going in the pile. It's the Rambo. Oh my gosh, the John Jay tribute Bowie. I love this thing. The reason I love these knives is because I designed them to be loved. I designed them for what I would want. This guy was a serious competitor in my 3 knife challenge, but I have a different 3. I really do. So it came down to needing a big Bowie, like a large do-all knife, something I could fight with, like a regular camp knife, and like an EDC or pocket knife. So that's where I kind of got in the mix, because just like old Scabber, when it came down to my big, nasty, burly, get it done with knife, man alive. The dbad Preacher, this thing I can baton with, I can chop with, I can do any kind of devastating work. I mean, devastating work. But it's also one nasty, nasty fighting knife. It's big, it's heavy, it's burly, it kicks ass. This knife, this knife is my big go-to, just like Scab is my big go-to. The dbad Preacher, and you can have one. You can have one if you just subscribe to Scab. Every 500 subscribers, he is giving one of these away. Somebody is getting one for free. That is awesome. The sheath works. It's a belt hold. It does have a snap on it. It has a leg tie. Everything you would need to be able to carry this anywhere, everywhere, all day, every day. Look at the fit. It's just beautiful, man. This is beautiful and reliable. Reliable. So one of my three, I'm going to put this over here, the dbad Preacher. So next it came down to basically your camp knife. And this is kind of where I get screwed up with this guy right here, because this is a formidable camp knife. It is a formidable camp knife. But I designed this guy as a camp knife. And you can see there's a slight difference in blade size, where this drop point is at around 6 inches. This is at around 8 inches. So you can see there's a big difference. But when it comes down to camp knife for camp knife, this, my dbad Camp Master, I designed it for that purpose. This thing fits the hand like a freaking glove. Everything about it. It has enough spine on there to be able to baton with and things like that. But it is a tapered spine. Out of the thing, it is a tapered spine for weight reduction and for increased penetration. This knife is everything I wanted personally in a camp knife. So to be able to choose a different camp knife over this would just be ridiculous. But this knife right here will get the job done of this knife with extra penetration and a sharpened swedge. Gosh, it's really hard not to pick this knife. I mean, it's really freaking hard not to pick this knife. If this was a 4-knife challenge, well, let me tell you something. The dbad War Machine would be in there. But for camp purposes, everything I need for camp, this is light. As far as a big fat knife is concerned, it's light. And it feels great in the hand. Again, leg tie, belt loop, clasp. It's pretty much the little brother, literally, to the Preacher. I mean, they don't come much closer. So now it came to my EDC, my pocket knife, and I was like, well, that's easy. The dbad Little Big Man is exactly what that is. It's my everyday carry. This is my everyday carry. I love this knife beyond all recognition. I am a huge fan of this knife. I use it pretty much every single day. I freaking love it. Not too many 4-inch EDCs are a 1/4 inch thick. Mine is. The grip is just amazing. The micarta is cut up so well. It's done just perfectly. It fits perfectly. But I said, all right, well, it should be a pocket knife, a traditional pocket knife. I have fixed blades. This is a fixed blade, and it's an EDC, and I actually do stick it right in the pocket. COVID. That's how I keep it. I usually just do this. So you can see it fits perfect, it hides perfect, and it's right there. It's right there. So that was what I was thinking. But then I really put my mind into it, and I said, well, if I'm going to do pocket knife, it should be a traditional pocket knife, something with a clip on it, something that maybe folds, something that can be used for small things. I need a knife that can do the small tasks. And if I was choosing a knife for that, the Essie Avispa. I love this knife. Beautiful drop point. It's steel on one side, G10 on the other. It's got the clip. It is a frame lock. It is just, I mean, built well. So apocalypse happens. something bad goes down and you need to escape and you need to live, and if you lose two of your knives, or if you go out with just one of your knives, I know that I can do pretty much anything with these knives, but I know I can pretty much do anything with this. And it's thin, which means I can get into tight places if I really need to. If I need to hook something and pull it out or carve into something, I can do that. This knife is thick, so getting into tight places might be a little tougher. Oh my God, if you have not bought yourself from the Kukri House, Khukuri, thekukrihouse.com, go in there, hit categories, go down, and when you hit categories, it brings up a big thing. On the bottom right, it says dbad creations, then it says badass knives. This, I don't even know how much it is. I think $78. Yeah, really. For this, it is insane. Insane. I think it's 5160 steel I did on this. Insane. You won't find a better knife at a better price than this one right here. This is awesome. But I must digress. Scab, you went with the Emerson. I got to go with the Essie. I got to go with it. And it's funny here, Scab says when he talks about his pocket knife, he says, you know, you probably can all guess which I'm going to choose, because he loves the Raja by Cold Steel. He loves them. He carries two of them all the time. But I've been watching closely, and I know he's a big fan of the Emerson. So as soon as he said, oh, pocket knife, I went, oh, it's probably going to be the Emerson. And I was right. So I got you, Scab, on that. Here, jimped, shaped, forged, heat treated. Everything about it is just amazing. Stone, like a stone wash type blade, easy to sharpen, fantastic. I love my Essie Avispa, and the only reason I took the not the only reason, maybe there could be a couple, but one of the reasons I took the Essie Avispa over the Case Tribal Lock, which everybody knows I love the Tribal Lock, is because it clips on to the pocket so I don't lose it, where the Tribal Lock is just a slip in the pocket. If I do some cartwheels or a handstand, I could lose it. And, well, I mean, who doesn't do cartwheels and handstands? So, 1, Essie Avispa. 2, dbad Camp Master. Gosh, how did I not use the War Machine? 3, no brainer, dbad Preacher. So, you can get all the dbad knives except this one at the Kukri House. This one you can only get in the world from Jed Hornbeak. Look him up. Jed has got some crazy stuff. He just did a custom Batarang, that throwing star from Batman, you know, and it is gnarly. He did some small ones for somebody, and then he just decided to do a big one that was ridiculous. But look up Jed Hornbeak. The guy is crazy talented. And not only that, but when you're talking about cool logos, like the dbad running with knives, he's got the bird skull, which, I think it's upside down, which is pretty dope. So this you get from Jed Hornbeak. All the other knives I showed you, except this one, you get from the Kukri House. And that is my 3-blade challenge. In honor of Scab, in honor of everything he's about. And this is one of the great things about Scab, is the guy's got a huge heart. 22 veterans commit suicide every day. Being a veteran, I don't like that. Got to get that down. The Leos, law enforcement officers, respect him, don't defund him. And he's a very big supporter of getting addicts to not be addicts anymore. Gotta love Scab. All are welcome there. All are welcome here. Love you guys. Go check out Choir Boys Cutlery. See his 3-blade challenge. That's this many. I'm Donnie B all day. Getting ready to go to the mall. Oh yeah, until next knife.